Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and welcome to tonight's webcast. Yesterday was a scrub, unfortunately, but here we are today with another opportunity to launch. And as you can see here, we do have a new pad at the bottom, which is holding all of our fuel that we will now inject into the first stage. Now, fuel transformation typically takes around 5 minutes to complete, so thanks for joining the webcast, and let's launch this baby. Another opportunity to launch. As you can see here, we do have a new pad at the bottom, which is holding all of our fuel. Complete, so thanks for joining the webcast, and let's launch this baby. Timer's at T-minus. I am having microphone issues at the moment. Sorry for that. Okay, it's running through my main headset now. It's testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, 1, 2, 3. Sorry. Okay, we're back. Sorry about the freeze. First stage, fuel and LOX loading complete. For today's payload, we will be carrying dummy Starlink sats. Now, these are not the final version of my Starlink sats. These are just dummy test sites or test sats, because we have no other dummy test sats that we can send in orbit. The second in the Millennium Falcon that was lost on the in-flight termination to go. Now, we'll be carrying the dummy Starlink satellites for today's mission. There's coming, so stay tuned for that. We will and Periapsis of 80 kilometers, and yeah, we'll be attempting to land the first stage on the just read the instructions drone ship. By the way, there is an of course I Still Love You drone ship, but that is positioned closer to the launch pad, and the Just Read the Instructions is placed around 200 kilometers away from the launch pad, whilst the Of Course I Still Love You drone ship is placed around 100 kilometers. The Of Course I Still Love You drone ship, since it is placed so close to the launch pad, is used for short missions where we don't go that high in orbit. However, most of our missions we do go pretty high in low Earth orbit to be exact. Yeah, that's why we mostly land on Just Read the Instructions, and that's what we will be doing today. Thank you for joining, and we will be launching shortly with a available forecast of 90% favorability. We are now at T-minus 9 minutes and counting as of right now. And just to note, the vehicle is in terminal count. That was pre-startup. The in-flight termination from the other day, that was not meant to happen. I was actually trying to turn on the RCS because I was experiencing some problems with the turning signals, or turning buttons, so I was going to try and turn on the RCS, and I don't know if you guys know, but the RCS is located inside the interstage. I ended up pressing the interstage, and I did not want to restart the mission during the live because that would be unrealistic, and we do not want that. So I ended up carrying on with it and terminated the flight. It would not terminate the first time, so I had to deploy the fairings to ultimately terminate the first stage. Not the second stage, nor the Millennium Falcon were terminated, and they both crashed down into the surface of the Earth, causing failure of the mission and loss of the mission. 7 minutes. We have switched to 30 FPS for increased performance during the flight. T-minus 6 minutes and counting. This is booster 2 out of the first booster. No, this is booster 3 because the first booster was not recovered. This is booster 3, however. This is booster 3. We'll be trying to recover booster 3 today, and if it recovers, we will launch another mission with the fairings most likely being empty, as I stated there in the in-flight termination flight, because we have no dummy test sites or test sats to put in the fairing. So join us at Pad 1 today for the launch of the dummy Starlink sats. T-minus 5 minutes and counting. T-minus 4 minutes and counting. T-minus 3 minutes and counting. Vehicle is near launch. And if you are just now joining us, we are retrying our test launch because in the first test launch series we did land a booster on a vessel, and the vessel did not survive. The booster ended up tipping over and losing its telemetry, and ultimately the booster itself. Our second launch went pretty well. We were able to recover the booster. We reused it and put it onto another Falcon 9, and in that flight, it ended up terminating and destroying the booster and the second stage, fairings, and the payload all together. So this is our second series for the test flight, and thank you for joining us. We will see you at launch. T-minus 2 minutes and counting. At T-minus 45 seconds, we will have a go-no-go poll. Right now, we are working no shoes for the rocket. 90% favorability still holds up for launch and recoverability. So, thank you for joining us. We will have the go-no-go poll at T-minus 45 seconds to see if this launch will continue. T-minus 1 minute. Vehicle is entered startup. Go-no-go poll. Starlinks are go. Falcon 9 is go. Second stage is go. We are ready for launch. Continuing with launch confirmed. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of the Falcon 9 rocket from Pad 1, USFA SFS, liftoff. Vehicle is pitching downrange. We're now T plus 1 minute since liftoff. Everything's looking good. The rocket is nominal. Enter a period of maximum dynamic pressure, which is the maximum air atmospheric pressure that will be applied onto the aircraft, which will allow us to engine. Throttle it down to 40% to slow down for max Q. Max Q, throttling down. Pass through max Q, begin throttling up. Vehicle is supersonic. Stage separation confirmed. Fairing separation confirmed. Rule insertion burn complete. Boost back burn will begin shortly. Boost back burn start up. Pushback burn shut down. Falcon 9 is now gliding back down to the drone ship. Orbital insertion burn on the second stage has been completed, waiting for Periapsis burn. First stage FTS has been saved. Everybody watch out, we will have a close encounter with this flying by sat. Falcon 9 is clear of impact trajectory. And as Falcon 9 continues to glide down to the landing site, if you're just now joining us, we've had a successful liftoff from Pad 1. The orbital insertion burn of the second stage is completed, waiting for upcoming Periapsis burn to fully propel us into orbit. Thank you for joining us, and we will have the landing shortly, hopefully. So thank you for joining us. Re-entry burn. Re-entry burn shut down. Falcon 9's landing legs have deployed. Landing burn start up. We have had a hard but successful touchdown of Falcon 9 on the Just Read the Instructions drone ship. This stage will be kept an eye on for that hard landing, so we will keep an eye on the landing leads and see if this first stage has been saved for the next reusability launch. As you can see, it was slightly a hard landing. It tipped over about 45 degrees to the left. So we will test and see if this rocket will hold up for the next reused flight. But we have had a successful landing on the Just Reading the Instructions drone ship. Thank you for joining, and we will be switching back to the coast phase camera on the second stage right now. first stage telemetry is still available. Data indicates there's landing leg damage. Possible fire. Can confirm there is a fire on the first stage. We have confirmed an anomaly has occurred. Please stand by. So it looks like there was a combustion chamber explosion, which leads to another failure of a recovered Falcon 9 rocket. This is a devastating toll that has put on us today. We will try again tomorrow, so thank you for joining. We will now switch back to the second stage camera. Sorry about that. We will be trying to recover another one tomorrow. Thanks for joining. We will now begin the Periapsis burn for the second stage. Ignition. Thanks for joining. We will now begin the Periapsis burn for the second stage. Ignition. Periapsis burn was a success. Starlink satellites deploy confirmed. Periapsis burn was a success. Starlink It appears there was not a solar panel on that probe. Failure to deploy all 6 satellites, only half survived. Once again, sorry for the inconvenience. This mission has been a total downfall for since liftoff. We had a successful recovery on the drone ship. There was a hard landing, however, which caused a total anomaly of the first stage and the vessel. So sorry about that. And of course, 3 of the 6 drone Starlink satellites were destroyed. Sorry about that, and sorry about that. We will try again tomorrow. The orbit burn startup. The orbit burn shut down. This is the final Falcon 9 launch for this week. We will now launch another Falcon 9 rocket on this upcoming Saturday. Sorry about that. Sorry for the inconvenience. Very, very, very deeply sorry. We have not landed the first stage on the drone ship tonight, which is devastating for both you and us. There will not be a Falcon 9 launch until Saturday, so sorry for the inconvenience. There will be a Delta IV Heavy test launch tomorrow, so if you want to join in and see that, you can. But sorry for the inconvenience. The deorbit is starting now, and I'm deeply sorry for the inconvenience of this launch. I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but we are deeply sorry for the inconvenience. We have lost 3 rockets already in the process of this, and plus 3 Starlink sats on the deployment. Now, these were not official Starlink sats. They were dummy Starlink sats with no purpose other than to be a payload for orbit, and to collect data on the ascent and the descent, or not just the ascent and orbit stage. Sorry for the inconvenience. We'll try again Saturday. Thanks for joining, and we'll meet you on the surface. Re-entry has begun. Entrance velocity 1,469 meters per second. Impact confirmed. Deorbit successful. That will conclude today's webcast. Thank you for joining. We have had a failure for today's mission completely and entirely. So sorry about that. We will try again on Saturday, and hopefully all luck will be with us on Saturday. Today, for both me and the viewers watching. Sorry for that, and that will mark the end of this broadcast. Thank you for joining. We'll see you on Saturday.